And welcome to the Stretch and Revive class. It's a Thursday afternoon and I hope everyone is doing well. For today's class we're going to need a chair. So a nice little dining chair, as you can see here, preferably without arms. This is going to help us with our stretches today. So let's get started. Firstly, just take a seat right in the chair, feet both apart, sitting up straight. I'm just going to take a few deep breaths just to begin our session today. I've got some music in the background if you're wondering what that sound is. It's just to help release and get into the moment. So it might be good to close down the eyes and just take a few deep breaths. Try and imagine your shoulders coming away from your ears and everything just releasing. And starting off, we're just going to do a few neck movements. So moving, looking side to side, really gently to start off with. Try and get a bit farther each time. And looking up and down, really gently. Don't throw your head into it. Have some integrity as you look up and down. Make sure you breathe with the movement. And just some gentle neck rolls. Feeling each movement as you go around the circle. Try not to go too fast. Try to feel each muscle through each angle. And go the other way. Big deep breaths, and we're just going to meet in a nice chin tuck, and I want you to really focus on holding your chin to your chest. Feel those muscles through the back of your neck, through your back, and just let them all go. Might help to just roll through the spine. Try and let your head hang loose. And coming up and rolling your shoulders away from your neck. Oh, hopefully feeling a bit looser now. Going to do some arm stretches. So hands in front of ourselves, and we're just going to interlace the fingers and push. If this is a bit hard on your wrists, we can just slightly hold the hands. Otherwise, if you're able to, that just gets you some extra stretch through your forearms. And just try and reach, really try and separate through your shoulder blades. It might help if you have something in front of you that you can kind of pull against. Otherwise, if you're with me, we're just pushing against gravity. And then creating some space behind ourselves, interlacing the hands behind the back if you can, otherwise holding a scarf or a towel behind. And we're just going to push your chest out. It's really good to do these stretches that open up through the chest, relax your neck, because it's all combined. If one muscle's tight, it usually means that the other ones start to get a bit tight as well. And then we're just going to reach over with one hand, off to the side, and feel a nice side body stretch. So if it helps, maybe just holding onto the chair with the other arm. With this one, try and open up, try and look up to the ceiling with it. We want to feel it more through here rather than the back. Try and keep your neck in line, don't just let it drop or come the other way, keep it with your spine. And if that side is feeling okay, we can come over to the other side. Remembering to have that integrity, looking up to the ceiling, keeping your head in line with your spine. Take some big deep breaths while we're here. Imagine you're breathing into those tight muscles that you can feel. And coming back, this time we're going to place one arm up and we're going to do a nice tricep stretch. We've done this one before, so if you want, you can make it a bit harder. You can grab the other hand behind your back and try and hold onto your hands together. If that's a bit hard for you, you could even grab a towel, so you're holding onto two pieces of a towel and you're having it pull. Otherwise, the easier option is just to push. So holding this stretch, triceps can tend to get a bit tight, which can sometimes hurt the neck as well. Sitting at a desk all day or driving all day can make these muscles get nice and wound up, so it's good to give them a stretch at the end of the day. So this is actually probably a really good session you could do at the end of your work day. And we're just going to bend over to the side with our tricep stretch. So getting not just triceps but also a side body stretch, a little bit extra. Only really gently though, try not to throw yourself into it, don't go too far. Really feel that muscle. Love a good stretch. Takes about 30 seconds for you to start to really feel the stretch working. And we'll go over to the other side. Ooh, give yourself a bit of a shaker. And other arm up now, just holding the tricep stretch to start off with. As you can see, I'm not wearing shoes today or socks. It's probably easier with some of the stretches we're going to do in a minute. But it's up to you, whatever makes you feel comfy. Could even do this in jammies. That would be nice. I'm in an office though, so it's probably not the best idea for me. And leaning off to the side, feel that stretch even more through the side body. Keep your tricep held. If you're feeling a lot of pain, don't go into it, just ease yourself. When you start to feel it come off a bit, and that's your point. And we can keep building that point. Remember those big deep breaths. Relaxing, shake it all off. Ooh. Sitting back in our chair this time, I'm just going to do a few twists. So hands onto the chair, and I just want you to try and pull yourself towards that side. So a nice twist. Don't go too far with this one if it hurts. Just a real gentle twist. So I want to be trying to focus on the twist being around the lower back. And other side. Going back to the other side again, one more each. And last side. Try and sit up straight with this stretch. Don't just let yourself flop over. You want to sit up straight and then twist. coming back to the center. This one we're going to do sitting at the edge of your chair, and we're just going to forward fold. So feet can be together or apart. We're just going to fold over and just let your head relax. Let everything drop loose. Shouldn't be holding any tension through the neck. Just let it all go. And just give your knees a nice little squeeze. And we'll stay here for a few breaths. Try and take a few deep ones. Try and tuck that chin into the chest. Get a lot of length through your spine. And sitting up, and get the blood back to your head. Alrighty. So starting off with, we're going to sit at the end of our chair, and we're going to lift up one leg, and we're just going to squeeze that knee into our chest. So just the one leg. While we're here, just give your ankles a bit of a roll, just the one. Hold on to that knee, maybe tuck your chin in again. Try and get your head to the knee if you can. Give it a big squeeze. Should hopefully feel this one through the lower back. And then we're going to place this ankle onto our other knee. Now, in this position, hopefully not any pain. If there is, please stop. But with this knee and this ankle, we're just going to lean forward, keeping our back up straight, not hunched, but we're getting a nice straight back sitting up, and then we're going to forward bend, trying to center our chest to the middle of our leg. So this should really give you a good stretch through the middle of the glutes. So right in the butt. Should feel pretty nice for some of you. If this is not enough for you, you could potentially come around, grab onto that leg, and you could pull it even more towards you while you lean forward. But it's your choice. Make sure with the back we're not hunched, we're keeping our arch, so our nice straight back. You should be able to feel it more if you do. Maybe play around with it, arch the back, and then straighten it, and you'll be like, oh, there it is. Keep leaning forward. Hopefully no tingly toes. If there is some tingles, maybe just ease off a little bit. But we'll hold it for a bit longer. Making sure to breathe in deeply. Keep that head in line with your spine. And easing off, bringing that leg to the floor. We're going to have it out straight. And we're just going to lean forward with a straight back again, so keeping our integrity. Lean forward and reach for the toes to give our hamstrings a stretch. So if you've got a band, if it's a bit hard for you to bend over, we can put a band around the foot and we can pull it towards us so that we're getting more stretch. Otherwise, reaching for those toes with both hands, not just the one. We want our chest centered to our toe. This leg's just kind of chilling here, so don't worry too much about that. It's just this one leg we're stretching. Make sure your back is straight. You should really feel it through the back of the legs, maybe the back of the knee. Play around with your toes, maybe point them and then bring them towards your face. You might find that bringing them towards your face makes the stretch a little bit harder. Keep holding on. I'm going to do 30 seconds each. Starting to feel a bit looser now. We're going to sit up and we're going to sit on the side of our chair. This might feel a bit funny. And this leg that we've been stretching, we're going to bring it around. And if you can, grab onto the ankle. And we're going to do a nice quad stretch. Remembering to breathe into the muscle. You should feel it through this top quadricep. If it helps, if it makes it harder for you, lean back. If it's a bit hard, maybe just lean forward and work your way into the stretch. If you can, lean back into the chair. We did a similar one last week with this one. I like to give options of different stretches. Keep breathing. Maybe just give it a little bit more. Lean back a bit more, pull the leg a bit more. Hopefully your body and your leg are all in line. And release. Let it go. Whew. This side's all nice now, isn't it? Okay. Over to the other side. So first up, grabbing onto that knee and just pulling it towards your chest. Just starting off with a nice simple lower back stretch. If you want, you can tuck your chin in. While you're here, maybe give your ankles a bit of a roll. Good to get length through your spine. This is a good one. This one you do want to have your back hunched. And placing that ankle to your knee, and we're going into a nice glute stretch. So remember, sitting up straight and leaning forward with a straight back towards the middle of that leg. If you're able to, you can pick up that leg just to pull it a bit more. Otherwise, we're focusing on the pain probably in the middle of your bottom. This one can be quite tight, especially if you're sitting on a chair all day, whether that's at a computer desk or in your cars. Keep leaning forward. If you're able to get all the way down, then well done. I don't know how I'd go with that. These stretches are for me and you. Keep breathing. Hopefully no tingly toes. If there are tingles, you might want to just ease off a little bit. And release. Letting that leg go straight. And we're going into a hamstring stretch on this side now. So hands together and just leaning forward with a straight back again towards those toes. Doesn't matter if you can't touch them as long as you're leaning into it. Keeping your lower back arched rather than hunched. And breathing into the muscles. Have a play around with your toes. Maybe point them, bring them back up. See the difference in the stretch. It's better to have them towards your face rather than pointed, especially for the hammies. If you need to adjust around, make sure you do. Keep breathing, another few breaths. Really feel that muscle. Feel for it about to release any second now. Especially if that toe is towards your face, the pain is probably, hopefully, starting to get a little bit less.
The meeting has ended because it had only one participant for the last 30 minutes.
Don't mind that, that was just my Blue Jeans meet. And release. Hopefully feeling good. Going into our last stretch on this leg. Just going to grab onto that ankle. Wait, first move off to the side. Holding onto that ankle and stretching through the quads. Trying to lean back into it. Feeling it through the front there. Almost done for today, guys. Just a few more after this. Try and pull your foot as close as you can towards your bottom. That way it'll lengthen through this muscle a lot more. If you're not able to, it's okay. Just as far as you can get it. Keep breathing. And there you go, release that foot, give it a shaker. Should be feeling pretty good by now. Going into now, spreading those legs wide. We're going to come off the chair. Now the chair is there if you need, but we're going to spread the legs as wide as you feel comfortable. Hopefully feeling a stretch through the inner thighs. And we're just going to forward fold really gently. If it helps, you can have a chair here so that you have something in front of you, but if you don't need one, we're just going to forward fold, feeling the stretch through our middle legs, and just let ourselves hang. So if your hands can come to the ground, or if you want to hold on to your elbows, or if you want to, you can hold on to your thighs, calves, if that is something you're able to do. We're just going to hold it here for a few breaths. Make sure you let your head just hang loose. Maybe go side to side with the movements, yeses and nos. Feel around for it. Make it comfortable for yourself. You can be on your knees if that is even more comfortable for you. Remembering to take those big deep breaths. Couple more now. And coming up, nice and gently, we're going to heel toe our feet a little bit closer, and this time off to one side. We're going to have one leg at the back straight as you can, knee might be slightly bent, and this front leg is just going to come forward, and we're going to do a nice hip flexor stretch to finish us off. So this front leg, you should be feeling the stretch. If the legs are a bit wide, bring them closer, whatever's comfy for you. If you can, try and get it so you can get your heel to the floor. That way you'll feel it more through the calves. But if you want more of a hip flexor stretch, stick that leg back and more on your toes. You should feel it through the front here. Now this is a bit of a balancing act, so if the chair's close, feel free to hold on to it. We're going to focus now on pushing our pelvis forward. So not just kind of throwing ourselves into it floppy, but we're going to hold everything tight and push that pelvis forward. So opposite to arching your back, really. We want to try and hunch, but with a upright posture. So these muscles here are especially the ones that get the tightest during your work day. Sitting down all day, if your legs are up here and you're at a 90-degree angle, yes, that's how we say you should sit, but the hip flexors, they're fully contracted in that position. So that's why it's good to get up and just kind of move around, do some lunges to get the hip flexors loose. And taking a really gentle step forward, sticking our other leg back. Maybe start off with a calf stretch, so heel to the floor, and just kind of push the pelvis as far as you can forward without the calves hurting too much. I think this is as far as I can go. So just starting with the calves. Keep relaxing. We're almost done for our stretch and revive session. And then if you're able to, maybe just stick that foot a little bit more back so we can feel it more through the hip flexors, so these front thigh muscles. Keep holding on. If you need to hold on to something around you, feel free. You don't want to be wobbling the whole time. You want to focus on the stretch. A few more breaths here and then we're done. And releasing there, take a step. And we are all done for today. Thank you everyone. I hope you enjoyed and I will hopefully see you next week. See you later.